Oh, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So, a couple days ago, I watched the new Space Jam, A New Legacy movie. And this is what I thought. Let's get into it.
Wow! Fire!
So, overall, I thought the movie was a little bit better than I anticipated, okay? When I saw the trailer, I was like, this ain't gonna be good, but I had to see it through, my boy. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the acting was mediocre, but you gotta understand it's kind of like a cartoony movie. So you know what I'm saying? You can't really expect too much coming out of something like that. You know what I'm saying? If we compare it to the first Space Jam, the first Space Jam blows it out of the water, like by far. I'm not even being biased, you know, growing up in the 90s as a Michael Jordan fan versus a LeBron fan. Like, I mean, there's that aspect of it, but at the same time, it just was way better. I think during that time, that was probably the best, one of the top movies in the 90s. So obviously, you know what I'm saying, merchandise. You know, I don't know if y'all can see all that, but anyway, so there's that. I will say that Space Jam 1 and this Space Jam, I don't even know if you can say Space Jam 1 or 2, Space Jam versus Space Jam A New Legacy, they're both, you gotta remember, that came out when I was a child, so I enjoyed it as a child. I watched Looney Tunes every single night, at night, when it would come out, probably around 11 o'clock p.m. I probably shouldn't have been awake at that time, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? You live and you learn. So watching that was a great little twist. It was a great spin on having cartoons and the real world mashed together. You know, it was good. It made a whole lot more sense too. Think about this, all right? They were fighting aliens. Space Jam. Now, I don't want to make this a spoiler video, but I will say that didn't feel spacey with this new one. It didn't feel like it was I don't know. The most space thing that happened was Marvin the Martian. That was it. So that was a little weird to me. The next thing I'll say was I didn't really like turning the Looney Tunes 3D. I didn't think that was cool. That was actually not very cool. Maybe I'm part of the 1% of the population that hated that. I'm not sure. I actually haven't watched too many reviews on it because I wanted this to be organic. I wanted this to be a real from the heart review. I didn't feel that. I didn't like that. I come from a time where the Looney Tunes were drawn cartoons, hand-drawn cartoons, and there's a point, man, I'm not trying to give too much away, but they did it a little bit, and it was kind of cold, you know what I'm saying? It felt real, it felt like the Looney Tunes. Then when you take them out of that space and put them in 3D, you know, graphics and all this BS, I was like, it didn't really feel that great. It didn't, you know. Anyway, now let's talk about the actors and how they did. So, LeBron James. There were times where he felt very flat and very cheesy. But then there were also times where I felt like LeBron delivered a couple of decent performances in certain scenes. So I'll give him props for that. His kid, the son, that kid got a bright future. Whoever played that's not his real son, is it? No, it's not. It's not. Anyway, that kid was on point. Of course, they went and got Sonequa Martin Green to play his wife. I'm very familiar with her because I love The Walking Dead, and she played Sasha. And up until the very end, if you haven't watched The Walking Dead, up until her very end, she was on point. She was a great actress. Kudos to Sonequa Martin Green. And my boy Stephen Yeun made a guest appearance in the movie. I love seeing that dude. That's one of my favorite actors of all time. He was in the movie, which, I mean, he had like a very small part, but I always love seeing him. Let's talk about Don Cheadle. Obviously. Academy Award winning Don fucking Cheadle, man. He was on point. That dude was on point. There's gonna be a lot of guest appearances from Warner Brother movies all throughout the movie, so if you're just now seeing this movie, keep an eye out for them. From Game of Thrones to Harry Potter to like It, to like all the Warner Brothers like movies, they're gonna throw some of those cameos in there, which was cool. I like that. There was rumor that Michael Jordan would show up in the movie, and I was always wondering how he would show up. Without spoiling too much, I'm gonna say this: it was some bullshit. I'm gonna just let y'all be the judge, cause I was like, wow, I can't believe y'all really did us like that. But they had, and then we had some other NBA stars that showed up in the movie. Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, I thought that was pretty dope. AD was in it. Some WNBA players. That was cool. Like I said at the beginning, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be because of all the things that went down in the movie. I don't know, maybe I wanted a sequel per se than just like a separate movie. I feel like movies nowadays are doing too much to keep up with the times. I get it, man. Social media, video games, all this stuff is growing, but you're starting to lose a lot of what this movie was about and this movie was supposed to be about. So I don't know if I felt this movie as much as I did the first one. The first one was on point. That was goated. Enough for people to buy Space Jam merchandise, like, you know what I'm saying? Toon Squad. Why did I do this? What's this? What the fuck was that? And then the cartoons. Bugs Bunny. You can't go wrong with him. I'm not sure if that's who's the original actor for Bugs Bunny. Is he in the movie? I'm trying to look on IMDb, see if we can see who it is. He's not the original, but he might have been the one to have done it since I've been alive. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's definitely not the original, obviously, but yeah, he's been doing it since I've been alive, so okay. I was gonna say, because he was on point. Obviously the rest of the voice cast was good. Zendaya as Lola was pretty decent. They do throw like little small nods back to the original Space Jam, which I liked, because, I'm sure what's happening now is us 90s babies that grew up watching Space Jam are now taking our kids, I don't have any kids, but taking our kids to go see this movie. So it's kind of nice to have little nods paying homage to the original that was so great. The story. Now let's go to the story. I like the story, but this could have been I feel like it could have been a whole separate movie. I don't know if Space Jam, what we know and love, was a good way to go with this story, but it was pretty good. It had a decent like little plot or whatever. I'm a gamer myself. PS5's in the living room, but I play video games myself, so I definitely kind of resonated with what they did there. But I didn't play basketball like that. I did when I was younger, but I realized I wasn't gonna, I wasn't ever gonna be 6'5". Maybe 6 foot, almost got there, but I wasn't gonna be 6'5". But football was my sport. I wish there would be a football one. That would be dope as shit, you know what I'm saying? Have like Aaron Rodgers or like Julio Jones like end up in the Toon World. That shit would be cold. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be like Space Jam, it would be something else. I'm gonna think of the name. I'll think of it. Warner Brothers, watch out, because I'm coming. Anyway, pause. I like the whole mashup with obviously the cartoons and the sports and everything like that. Sorry, dude was walking too close to my car. Boy, you better get the hell on. I'm right here, I see you. Don't make me come down there and act a fool, because I will. Anyway, so the story was kind of cold, but to me it wasn't Space Jam, and that's why I feel like I'm coming down from it. Like, instead of it being that great of a movie, it was a little below average, but it's fun to watch. Look, if you have kids, it's definitely something to take them to watch. It wasn't too bad, the quirky, wacky things that happen. It's Looney Tunes, you know what I'm saying? Like, they do the Looney Tunes shit. Don Cheadle as a villain he was okay. I don't see him like, I don't know why. I think I've seen him as a villain in other things, but he wasn't villainous. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't feel like, I didn't feel that presence from him. So yeah, look, I'll say this. All in all, it was an okay movie. I would probably take a son to see it. I probably should have took my nephew to see it. But instead I watched it on HBO Max, because it's on HBO Max for about a month. I watched it. you know, from the comfort of my living room, and I'm fine with it. So I'll probably give this movie like a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. That's decent. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys saw the movie, let me know in the comments what you thought. If I'm crazy, let me know. And if you're going to see the movie, hopefully this kind of helps you out a little bit. But until next time, y'all be easy. Peace.
It's so damn insane.